How do Russians cope with the collapsing internet? Censors have cracked down with a new law that criminalizes online dissent, punishable by up to 15 years in prison or $11,500 fine. Using a virtual private network, or VPN, is becoming increasingly popular in Russia. Interest in VPNs has increased 1,000% overall, but they can also put users at risk by providing Russian authorities door access to their internet accounts and personal data via a VPN. The Kremlin wants Russian state-owned websites and internet portals to migrate from international to Russian-owned hosting providers. The move could potentially isolate Russia from the rest of the global internet, crippling its economy and putting an end to the promise that a free internet could act as a check on authoritarian leaders. Russian interest in virtual private networks VPNs spiked after Facebook and Twitter bans. According to private networks, or VPNs, in Russia have soared 35 times since the Ukraine crisis began. Proton AG's CEO says that Russian use of VPNs is tenfold higher than pre-war levels. Russia's internet started to seem like a ghost town in early March. TikTok no longer publishes new content. Media outlets sent their reporters. YouTube has made it impossible for its producers to generate money from their videos. The digital silence is the consequence of a succession of dominoes falling in the aftermath of the invasion of Ukraine, including a new Russian law that criminalizes the transmission of so-called fake news inside the country. In reaction, Russians say they've had to figure out how to be safe while staying in contact and, when feasible, voice their displeasure. In 2011, one woman in St. Petersburg was a teenager when she saw anti-corruption demonstrators rebelling against Putin but did not take action herself. One woman in St. Petersburg was a teenager when she saw anti-corruption demonstrators rebelling against Putin but did not take action herself. As Russian forces invaded and devastated Ukraine in her 30s, she decided enough was enough. I don't know how anybody can put up with this, she adds. It is difficult to decide how to express one's dissatisfaction. She, like many other Russians who talk to Time about their attempts to escape official censorship, of anonymity because they were afraid of violating the fake news legislation. She claims that her pals who are unable to remain quiet are attempting to find a way to speak out despite the censors. They've started collecting artwork and images in the colors of the Ukrainian flag that they publish on their timelines but aren't too obvious, enough to provide them with plausible deniability if the cops come knocking. Right now, we're afraid, she adds. Her personal social medias are still set to private. Offline dissent has already put her in danger. She was detained earlier this month, together with over 13,000 others, and bused to a police station, where she was confined to a small cell. Fear replaces tolerance. The crackdowns, both online and offline, demonstrate Russia's growing intolerance of political criticism as it fights a conflict that has isolated it from the international world. In Russia, breaking the fake news legislation is punishable fine of 1.5 million rubles, now $11,500 as the currency continues to decline. The new law, suggested by a friend of Russian President Vladimir Putin, is a step forward from earlier regulations. What we're witnessing currently isn't fundamentally new rules, says Yevgeny Golovchenko, a researcher of Russian media and misinformation at Denmark's Copenhagen Center for Social Data Science. However, it's a more stringent version. Although the new
To read in detail, click the link given in the description box. And for daily news, research, investigation, innovation, please visit our websites juliansjulians.com, julianswords.com, gettargetcustomers.com. Know how to target you. Please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Get Target Customers.